This film makes you a live version of Maro Mujhe Maro wala meme. Like you want someone to kill you so that it ends. Because it won't end otherwise. Okay, so here's me taking a very bold, rash, random, not at all thought through decision. I'm going to watch a 2 hour and 9 minute film जिसका नाम है हाफ गर्लफ्रेंड. I still want to back out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So, welcome all to the Atthanni reviews and let's watch me regret my decisions. कहानी स्टार्ट होती है पटना में. कहानी के स्टार्ट होते ही एक लड़का भाग रहा है. नाउ माई क्वेश्चन इज दैट अ स्टंटमैन और इज दैट अर्जुन कपूर? बिकॉज इतनी ग्रेसफुली अर्जुन कपूर भाग सकता था. एंड हैव द फोटोशॉप्ड हिज बॉडी. वाज ही ऑलवेज दिस थिन? आई मीन एकदम एंड में थे शोड हिज फेस एंड आई वाज लाइक भागे तो तुम खुद नहीं हो. And there is a guy who's apparently stealing stuff on the name of selling it. कि मैं तो बेच रहा हूँ आपके लिए. एंड देन ही इज़ लाइक कि मैडम तो चली गई, आप यहीं पर हैं, आप दोनों ने घर लिया हुआ था, लीज सिर्फ उनके नाम पे थी. वो लगती क्या थी आप? कौन पूछता है वे ऐसे सवाल? तुम कोई फैमिली मेम्बर दिखा देते. कोई सामान चुराने स्लैश बेचने वाला इंसान ऐसे नहीं पूछ सकता ना. वहीं कुटाई हो जाएगी. उसका सारा फ्रस्ट्रेशन तो इस पर निकलेगा कि जो था गर्लफ्रेंड बना के भग गई है. तो ऐसे कौन पूछता है कि सर लगती क्या थी मैडम आपकी? थिंग्स हैव गॉन इनटू फ्लैशबैक. अर्जुन कपूर का इंटरव्यू दिखा रहे हैं फॉर अ कॉलेज एडमिशन. चेतन भगत ने आईआईटी किया है, आईआईएम किया है. उसके इंटरव्यूज़ ऐसे गए थे क्या कि एकदम इमोशनल भाषण देना, टीचर्स को चैलेंज करना इन अ वे दैट इट्स अ लिटिल डेरिगेटरी. एंड देन टीचर्स आर लाइक यार भावुक कर दिया यार तूने. एंड देन ले लेते हैं. हमने तो आज तक कोई इंटरव्यू नहीं देखा, ना कॉलेज का ना जॉब का, जो ऐसा हुआ हो. उसमें तो दे लाइक ओके फाइन थैंक यू सो मच, निकल. आई मीन सीरियसली, अ गाय विद दैट मच एक्सपीरियंस, व्हाई आर यू राइटिंग शिट लाइक दिस? द गाय डिसाइड्स दैट अभी तो उसको हाँ नहीं बोला है कॉलेज के लिए. सो द गाय डिसाइड्स कि मैं यहाँ नहीं पढ़ सकता, यहाँ इंग्लिश पे बहुत ज़्यादा ये लोग किचकिच करते हैं. सो आई एम गोना गो. मदर इज लाइक ब्रो डोंट थिंक फ्रॉम द ब्रेन, थिंक फ्रॉम द हार्ट. कोई रहने की वजह ढूंढ. मैंने तुझे हारना नहीं सिखाया. रहने की वजह क्या है? उसे श्रद्धा कपूर बास्केटबॉल खेलते हुए दिख जाती है. नाउ आई एम नॉट गोना से दैट ही लाइक्स हर फॉर ऑल द सुपरफिशियल रीजंस. ही इज गोना से इतना सुंदर लड़की, वो भी बास्केटबॉल खेल रहा है, इंग्लिश तो ऐसे रपारप बोल रहा है. Those are the factors on which that guy is going crazy over that girl and now he's gonna try and stay in the school. अभी तक 15 मिनट हुए हैं. लड़की के घर में एज एक्सपेक्टेड, सिंस एवरीथिंग एल्स इन हर लाइफ इज गुड, हर फैमिली लाइक इट्स काइंड ऑफ बैड. उसके घर में लड़ाइयाँ चलती रहती हैं. सो वो घर में छुप के कोरस में गाना गा रही है. मतलब chorus as in not chorus, like there are background singers to her sad song and I'm like how are you doing that on a guitar? Does the guitar have voices? So yep. So 40 minutes into the film we have reached the point where she's like fine, I'll be your half girlfriend, because friend zoning was not working and the guy was either going to be extremely cheap or not going to be there. So she's like okay fine, let's do this half girlfriend shit. And Vikrant Massey is brilliant. I think he's the only one who's done a good job at acting in this film. And the rest of the review is gonna be as empty as this because there is no story. There's nothing happening in those 40 minutes. Like, the only update that I had that I could come and record here was that they have reached the title of the film. So, yay! It's as if the filmmakers heard me. Now they're planning कि Shraddha Kapoor को room में बुला के try and have sex with her to find out if she actually loves you. Great idea. So they have a fight where they almost have a fist fight because he's trying to stop her and she's trying to go. So basically, he comes on to her and she's like, give it time. And he's like, you can't do this when you kiss me and I can't do anything. And she's like, I know I said I'm your half girlfriend, but it doesn't mean that we have to make out. So they have a lot of that. And yeah, then she gets out of the room and apparently the whole hostel is awake, cheering on Madhav because bande ne sex kar liya. And then they're all booing on the girl, like cheering on, but that's actually just booing on the girl. So, yeah, it's slow. So, Ria is marrying some other guy. Then they fast forward it to 2 years later. So, ये अपना वापस पटना चला गया है. And he's living with his mother. Finally, the mother's also like, bro, you're useless. And then they call him up with the girl education thing. So now he's gone to the organization for a grant, and then they're like कि bro इंग्लिश में स्पीच देगा तो ज़्यादा बेटर लगेगा क्योंकि कहानी आगे बढ़ानी है, स्टोरी तो कोई है नहीं ना, तब ट्यूटरिंग लेसन्स होने वाले हैं. So he sees Ria over there after a gap of 2 years, 3 years, something. And present में दिखा रहे that Ria's dead. So it has gone back to being creepy. Basically, he meets Shraddha Kapoor after 2 years and finds out कि उसका divorce हो गया है. So he's damn happy, and now he is forcing her कि you help me write a speech to give in front of Bill Gates, and I'll help you look for an apartment. And she's like, listen, I think we both can do this alone. And he's like, please, you are my half girlfriend, no. Something realistic has finally happened. They show the whole tutoring and घर ढूंढना thing. घर वो नाव में खड़े होके देख रही थी समुंदर से कि ये वाला अच्छा है या ये वाला अच्छा है. Really. But now something realistic has happened. He brings her home, and his mother, like every mother, starts grilling Shraddha Kapoor. कि okay, so you left the college to get married, then you left your marriage, and now you want to keep your plate when you've left the food. No, no, it's fine, I'll do it. I mean, the mother was so sassy. I was like, yes, meri saari khundas nikal do. Shraddha Kapoor ki acting is not that bad actually in the film. Like, it's not bad. Okay, I take it back what I said about Shraddha Kapoor's acting. She just did in a very emotional scene and there were no emotions. So yay. Faith in humanity restored. Other than that, I am very irritated by the fact that she is working something here. Is it dry skin? Basically, she's working in Colgate in the marketing committee, and they have not once mentioned her going back to college and finishing college. तो हम सब चूतिए हैं क्या जो पढ़ रहे हैं कि नौकरी मिल जाए. इसे ऐसे कहीं भी जॉब मिल जा रहा है. मतलब she is explaining that after breaking off her marriage, her family was upset with her. बाप ने तो जॉब लगवाई नहीं, वो लगी कैसे इसकी. मतलब तुम थोड़ा एक्सप्लेनेशन दो कि 1 साल बाद शादी टूट गई. शी केम बैक, शी completed her education, something. Okay, there's a scene where he's dropping her off at the train and then he's running besides the train and talking to her. इतनी तेज फीलिंग हो रही थी काश सामने से कोई पोल आ जाए. मतलब कॉन्स्टेंटली थ्रू आउट आई वॉज नॉट लिसनिंग टू द कॉन्वर्सेशन. आई वॉज लाइक एक पोल आ जाए और बंदी के यूं में लगे. मतलब बिल गेट्स आ गया. दिस इज द बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द फिल्म. हाय भगवान, कैसे इफेक्ट डाले हैं, उसको पीछे से दिखा रहे हैं बार बार. एंड ही हैज दैट वियर्ड, आई डोंट नो, स्टोन्ड एक्सप्रेशन जो कर दिया है. यार ये देखने के लिए तो सबको देखनी चाहिए पिक्चर. मतलब ये देख के पिक्चर हिट कैसे नहीं हुई. I am like rewinding and watching it, but this is so funny. And when Shraddha Kapoor comes, I'm like, is she a hallucination? But then I see the resting bitch face on the mother, and then I'm like, okay, she's actually there. To get over Riya, they have introduced Riya Chakravarti in the film. Matlab, mere Sasta Nasha has gone through the roof. Okay. So what's happened is he delivers the speech in front of Bill Gates, and Bill Gates is like, "Your speech was from the heart." So he gives the grant to Madhav, and then Madhav gets a letter where Riya is stating that I am ill and I'm gonna die because of my illness. I'm not gonna name the illness. I didn't take the time to register it. So now she's vanished and he's like, oh, उसका dream था to sing in New York के पास. So I'm gonna go to New York. I mean, या हम घर से नहीं निकल पा रहे पर तुम लड़की ढूंढने न्यूयॉर्क जरा चल जाओ. So I'm messing up a lot today, नहीं? Anyways, so yeah, so he's reached New York and he's going into every fucking bar, and then the friends are worried that he's becoming a drunk. So they're like, okay, let's get him out of the Riya circle, and they're introducing her to a girl who is actually Riya Chakrabarti. He figures out what bar she's playing at, and he is running in the night in the snow because there's no taxi. It's Christmas. By God, because I'm जब भाग रहा था ना ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही थी मैं वीकेंड में मैं जब भागती हूँ. One point he's running at a bridge, and I'm like, अरे वहाँ पर छुपे हुए तो नहीं है लोग. Oh, this was just epic. Apparently, she has lied that she had that chronic illness and that she was gonna die. Bro, take the hint. You've been stalking her. Don't do that. मतलब लड़की तुमसे दूर आने के लिए दूसरे कंट्री में चली गई. अभी और क्या करेगी वहाँ देख के भी शी लाइक भाई यहाँ भी पहुँच गए तुम. यहाँ कैसे पहुँच गए तुम. That look was the oh fuck shit वाला look. It ended. This film makes you a live version of Maro Mujhe Maro wala meme. Like you want someone to kill you so that it ends. Because it won't end otherwise. It took me 2 days. So to sum it up, they show a guy who's in college who decides to stay in the said college because he finds a sundar ladki जो basketball भी खेलती है. So he's like, now I've got to stay. Then he tries to befriend her, then he tries to start dating, and then they end up being half girlfriend because the girl is like, listen, I'm not there yet, and the guy's like, that's not an option, bitch. So yeah, then he tries to molest her, like he tries to get physical. She's like, please don't, and he's like, but I'm gonna. So then they kind of break it off, and then he studies while she gets married in anger, and then she goes through a divorce while he comes back, and then they meet at the Bill Gates Foundation thing, and then they make a pact, a forced pact, ki I'll teach you English and you help me look for a house, forced by the guy. And she was like, okay, fine, I don't want to piss you off. So, yeah, then she goes to his house where she is taunted by the mother-in-law to be. Like, she bugs Shraddha Kapoor for leaving the marriage, Tumka Falana. Then the speech happens, he gets the grant because he spoke from the heart. And then he finds out that Shraddha Kapoor is actually dying and she's left. But actually, she's not dying, she's just used this as an excuse to get away from him. He thinks it's because she loves him. It's an excuse to vanish from your stalker. Let the stalker believe you're dead. Then you can just fly away. So then he realizes that she may have fled to New York because उसका बचपन से सपना था न्यू यॉर्क के किसी कैफे में गाना गाने का. So he goes there and for 30 minutes in the film he is looking for her, then he gives up on her, and then they introduce this weird character who is supposed to be, set up with our little stalker, but it doesn't work out. Finally he finds Riya and she's like, oh fuck, you're here too. एंड देन शी इज़ लाइक ओके फाइन चलो सेक्स कर लेते बिकॉज चेतन भगत को ये फिल्म देखने का कोई तो मोटिवेशन होना चाहिए ना, कुछ तो कुछ तो. So yeah, that happens and the film ends, and As I said, Maro Mujhe Maro. I think I give this film 0 stars. Like 0 hamsters. I said stars. 0 hamsters out of 5.